I am so pleased to be joined by one of our very own Care Pros, Iraro. Hi, Iraro. We've heard a lot about our Care Pros today from Tammy and our partners, and what better way to really get the Care Pro experience than having one of our very own Care Pros here. So she has agreed to talk to us today about her experience and her background and what it's like being a Care Pro. So I want to start off with you, Miss Iraro, and hear a little bit about your background, where you're from, how many children you have. Give us the full life story.
Okay. First, I am so humbled to be here because I know we have a lot and I was chosen. Thank you very much. Okay, my name is Iraro Oni. I'm 56 years old. I'm from Nigeria. I'm now an American citizen. I have a degree in marketing. I graduated in 1987. I'm married. I lost my late husband in 2003, the father of my 4 children, age 34, 32, 22, and 20. But I remarried to Abraham Oni, and I've been married for 9 years to him. And I love being here in the Bay Area. I've been here for 9 years, and that's been awesome.
Wonderful. So a lot of our care professionals come from countries specifically in West Africa. And so over my 2 years here at Honor, I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of these care pros. And what I found, Iraro, which we were speaking about last night together, is that in these countries, caregiving is deeply enrooted in their culture. And they don't have agencies or facilities to send their parents to. So can you talk a little bit about the culture that you have within you of caregiving and what it's like in your country?
Yeah, caregiving in my country is a family thing. We have a family, but it's like if you have a caregiver for your family, for your loved one, it seems like a taboo, like, you mean nobody will take care of you? You know, that type of thing. And here it's not the same way, because things are changing and changing fast too. You know, technology, not advancements, people living home, and most times they feel guilty that their loved ones are not taken care of, and when care pros like us go in there, it causes them the guilt. Back home, with time, they will appreciate my mother, for instance, there's somebody who takes care of her in the family house. So it is something I got to introduce because of my exposure to caregiving here in the United States. So it is something with time will go into our country and countries like that, So it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we adapt to. Like the GPS, here in the US, you can use the GPS from point A to B. But back home, we are developing. So if you try to take a GPS to Africa now, you run into a tree because it's not mapped out. It's not mapped out. So same thing as the caregiving. With time, we will appreciate it and make them understand that it is not something that's a taboo, but something that is needed.
Yeah, that's a great
generation.
Point.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. So how did you get into caregiving originally? Was it something that you naturally fell into when you moved to the U.S.? How did you become a care professional?
Okay, when I came in 2008, there was really nothing to do. I could not go into the marketing. Things have changed. So I was thinking, what do I do? I went online and I saw this link where they needed somebody. And they read my resume, my profile, and they liked it. And I started taking care of a 95-year-old dementia lady. And I took care of her for 10 months. Then one day, the daughter came. Just when I thought I was doing a good job, she said, do you know what? She has to move into a 24-hour facility. I was really torn. I said, oh my God. So can't I do that? Can't I just go and say, no, you have to be licensed? So that prompted me to take my CNA license, and I got the license and I started working in the facility.
Wow. So how long have you been a CNA for?
7 years.
7 years. Where did you earn your CNA license?
In advanced medical nursing in Pittsburgh.
And then how originally did you hear about Honor? You were working in a facility for a long time. You only had one private client before that. How did you make the transition into home care and then hear about Honor?
Okay, a friend of mine told me about Honors, and having the experience of my old lady taken away from me like that, I was like, I'm not emotionally strong to deal with that. So she said, no, this is a good one. You have a lot of people you can choose from a lot of, there's an app. She was telling me so many good stuff. I was like, this can be too good to be true. So then one day I just said, okay, I will go. I told her, give me your number again. And I called and they said, oh, come for orientation the next day. I was like, ooh, okay. I'm not driven that far before. I said, but you can do it. So I drove. I came here. And when I walked in, the people were awesome. Right from the door, you see love just like hugging around you, smiles. And they all act the same. Loving, caring. I mean, that's how I just talk about us, and I love it.
Wonderful. So what Iraro is referring to is our orientation here at Honor. So we move fast behind the closed doors of Honor, and so that's funny that you said they called us and they said, oh, orientation was the next day. That's something that we'd absolutely do. But we do have a pretty rigorous recruiting process. We actually only accept about 7% of care professionals who apply. So she was referring to, you come in for your in-person interview and you have a competency test that you have to take, and then real-life scenario questions you have to answer. And then, of course, after the background and the references, you come to our orientation. So, yeah.
They don't play with that.
Yeah.
They have to screen you well. And with that, you have to protect your license by being good. Mm-hmm. But if you lose the license, that's it.
So what made you ultimately choose Honor? You said in the beginning you were a little hesitant because you formed such a tight bond to that first person you cared for.
The variety of choices I have, to choose people, to go to different homes. Because in the facility you have a lot of people to care for. It has its plus and minus. But with that, I liked Honors because I have everything I wanted in one spot.
Yeah, that's great. So oftentimes the care team here at Honor is, we tell our care pros all the time, like, hey, you guys have the hardest job, right? You're in our clients' homes every day, you're caring for our clients, you're providing top quality care, and it's not all roses, right? So Iraro, I want to ask you, what are some of the daily challenges that you face when you're providing care in the home? Is it the clients? Is it the family dynamics? And can you kind of walk us through those challenges and what you've learned from them?
The challenges differ, and it all depends on you as an individual. To either say, oh my God, I'm not here. Sorry. Okay, to either see it as a challenge or as a channel for improvement. I see it as a channel for improvement because I had a client who, before I went in, she wanted everything done a particular way. Yes, I appreciated that, but it was so difficult. She, in the morning, to get her up, you have to prop her up, then push her hips down, then pull her up and put her, it was too much. So based on my past experience, I introduced her into, because we use a standing lift, I told her, you know what, we can do it easier this way for you and me. You put the sling, you hook her up, and then the sling pulls her up automatically in the sitting position. I did that, and I would always say, oh, this is a milestone, we have succeeded today. She'll be happy. Then, when she goes to the restroom, you have to put your knees and spread her legs up. It was hard. So I told her, why don't we lift you up, then I clean you from behind? It worked perfectly well. So the husband doesn't know how to go through all those stress when we are not there. She was happy with it. I slowly introduced her into the change because she was like, if this paper has to be here, it has to be there. And I would ask her, why really do you want this paper to be here? And she would say, oh, based on this reason. I said, oh, I see your point. Some are accepted, some are accepted, but some I was like, we can do it better, but without letting her see how she was frustrating me. So the thing is that you have to be adaptable. You have to be adaptable. Just smile and do it. But do it. At the end of the day, both of you will be happy. That is the thing.
I love that you bring that up about being adaptable, because we often say the best care pros are the ones that can adapt to the clients. And if you think about the service that we're providing, it's such an intimate service, right? You're going into someone's home, even strangers in your home. My 600 square feet in San Francisco is, I'm very protective over that, right? So you're thinking about someone, doing a very intimate service. And I love that you said in the beginning you had to kind of sit back and watch and then slowly introduce those things in. At our orientations, we go through something called Alert Service Recovery that teaches care pros how to deal with confrontation in a really productive manner. And so we give care pros different scenarios that they have to try to resolve, and how would they do that in real life with a client. So what would you say, when you get a new client and you're walking into their home, what are some of the things that you do throughout your first visits where you kind of learn their style and ease into things so you start to develop that relationship?
Okay, for one, the apps are very helpful, because before you go into a home, you already know what the other care pro has done. Even if you are the first person in the home, maybe the marketing team, they have a note there for you to read. So when you go in, you are not a stranger to them, and maybe they know about you. Sometimes when you go in, it's kind of strange. But if you do your notes, if you study your notes, you know what to expect. And then you just have to smile, let them feel like you are happy to be there, to help them with their ADLs, because if they can't do these things themselves, they need somebody trustworthy, dependable, compassionate to do it for them. So those are part of what we do.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. So you shared with us some of, a difficult client that you've cared for, different challenges that you face in the home. Can you tell us about one of your favorite clients and why they're your favorite client and the kind of bond that you have?
Is it an honor?
It could be an honor client, or just kind of what makes up a favorite client of yours.
The one of the 95-year-old being my first one, we were close. We even watched Obama's inauguration together. And even though she had dementia, but I just wanted that moment to be memorable for her family when she leaves. That she was here when they, she didn't know who Obama was, but just to make us flow together. We were close. She was lovely. She would want me to eat with her every morning. I would tell her, you know what? I just finished eating before I came. I said, so I'm not hungry. She said, okay. She was nice. Most of the clients we see, I don't know if there's a filter, but most of the clients I have visited, they are all nice. They are nice. So far, yes, they are nice.
Iraro is very positive.
No,
very positive.
like I want to give an example. Let me do this.
We've got visuals, okay?
Okay. You see, I'm going to do something here. What do you see here? Second dot. Is that what you see?
Yeah.
That's all you see?
Dot.
What? Huh?
Belly button.
Okay.
We didn't get it.
Okay, you see, this is a piece of paper. And right here, because you saw my hand going like this, your mind went there. Now that's a dot. But you see, I'm looking at the challenges and the positive, negative and positives. It's good to look at the whole picture rather than focus on the dots. Sometimes when you walk in, you see those dots. But when you think about the big picture, you overlook the dots. And then at the end of the day, you are happy. Just be positive oriented.
That's awesome. Definitely your positive attitude makes you an amazing care professional, of course. I want to talk to you, Iraro, about training at Honor. So today we've heard a lot about our training and how we're using our partners' content to implement into CarePro training. And just last week, you attended one of Honor's skills trainings where we went over client conditions, lifting and transferring. CarePros got to lift and transfer me. And I received an amazing text from you. This was a text that Iraro sent in just after her training, and I'd love to read it with the group if that's okay.
Okay.
So this is a text that she sent in about her experience at the training. She said, "Your team makes it all worth it. I just love the Honor family to bits. The quality we give to our Honor clients is rubbing off on me and making me stand out in my other job at a facility. Classy. Thank you, and remember we are being trained by the humblest and the best. Thank you for pouring such knowledge into our lives."
That's true.
So she sent that text, and of course with a teary eye I shared it in our general channel with the whole company, and everyone just had such warm things to say. And so I want to hear from you about your experience at Honor with the trainings that you've been to. So the orientation, at the initial start, your onboarding, and then the skills trainings that you just went to last week. Can you talk a little bit about your experience at those trainings?
The experience is awesome. Just thinking about it, I have been in environments that are hostile, where you walk and they are hostile, and compared to honors, is I love honors. The training, even when you were training us, even when there was a mistake, you correct with love. You don't just like, where have you been? Why did you leave that chair leg rest there? That person can trip and fall. Do you know the seriousness of that? No, it's just the way you correct with love and constructively, it stays a long time. So I love the trainings. I love the trainings. Right from the first training and the second one, I know how you do. Oh, Iraro, you have to be in this training. You have to. I say, but I have a client to take. Okay. After that, you have to be in this training. And when I came, I didn't regret it. I love honors. I can't overflow it. I love honors. I love this thing. I love everybody. You are not the same.
There's a lot of love in this room.
Yes,
there is.
Yes.
So, what she's referring to is the lifting and transferring portion of the training,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So, what was the type of transfer that we practiced last week?
Okay, we tried to transfer from a wheelchair to a car, and one of us, because we did not arrange the wheelchair properly, now pushed the car. So Katie said, "Oh, there she is, pushing the car." We all laughed, because, you like said, "Oh, stop, don't push." You just pushed that car. No, you had a sense of humor to say, "Oh, you just pushed the car." They'll be acting. They are actresses. You and Rita, they are actresses. When they start acting, you will laugh. It's an enjoyable thing. You need to be in one of our trainings. Yeah, too much.
Anyone is welcome to attend.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Iraro. So at Honor, we have indicators that tell us that CarePros really enjoy staying in the Honor family. And so I just want to talk about our churn rate. So the industry average churn rate, which meaning CarePros staying longer, is 61%. And at Honor, it's 17%. So that goes to show that CarePros are having a good experience at Honor and like to be a part of the Honor family. So I want to hear from you, Iraro. I know you've been with us a few short months, but I want to hear about your experience with Honor so far, your general and overall experience, and what has stood out to you.
One, love. Two, the incentives. You never leave a client unattended. Like 2 days ago, I worked from 3 to 11 with a client, and about 10 minutes to my time to clock out, there before right, Fanny, Iraro, please, can you stay over? I said, what? He said, yes, because the person that ought to relieve you she had a family emergency. I said, oh no. He said, please, nobody. I looked at my client. I looked at the phone. I said, oh, okay, I'll stay. Then about 10 minutes later, I said, what did I just do? I'm hungry. I know I can go to, I looked at Jack in the Bus 4 minutes away. I knew I could go to Jack in the Bus. But I said, no. They said, call Honors. So I called. Because anything can happen within those 4 minutes. What will I say? So I called, and as I called, she said, oh, that's no problem. Okay, let me talk to my manager. She talked to the manager, came back to me and said, oh, you know what, Iraro? There's an app, you can order for food. I said, Jack in the Box. He said, no, McDonald's. I said, okay. What will I order? We said, think. I was like, okay, what? Then she said, you want Big Mac? I said, yes. You want French fries? I said, yes. Do you want drink? I said, yes. Is that all? I said, yes, that's all. Because it was coming as a surprise. Now, who wouldn't stay when you have people who care about you like that? It's not just the money, but the care that appreciate your time. That is priceless.
I went to go text Iraro today to give her the address of the hotel, and in the text messages I found a picture of her McDonald's dinner, and I was so confused, and it said something about, we sent her dinner, and so I messaged someone on our team to say, why did Iraro send us a picture of her McDonald's? And it was because she was kind enough to do a double shift after a very long day, so we postmated dinner to her, because of course we don't want you to leave the client alone. Yeah,
because she was saying at 10:54, said the food will be there at 10:54. So as the food came and she just sent the text, I said, okay, pew, take a picture, send it to her. Yeah, that's a picture.
I love that. I love that. So you've been with Honor, you've seen kind of how we work, the types of jobs that we offer. You mentioned the incentives on harder to staff shifts. And, what would you like to see more of at Honor? Do you have any feedback for us in terms of what we could be adding more CarePro events, more training?
Yeah, more trainings. And I was just thinking, if they have stocks, you never know. We can buy stocks, Because I see this company growing. We are like ahead of other companies. It's just like now Uber. You can be at home. You don't need to worry about whether you should take your car to somewhere. You just take Uber. They are there. You can even see how the vehicle is moving in the app. So in the healthcare industry, Honor have really gone ahead and taking care of particular needs. People don't have to worry about their loved ones not being taken care of. Even when you are there, they know. There was a time I got a new phone. And the thing said location. I said, I don't want my location everywhere. Then Honor sent an app. I couldn't log in without my location. It showed me that I have to put my location. Now I see the reason for the location, so they'll know where you are, because I think during the orientation, they said somebody was somewhere and said she was somewhere. I said, oh, okay, now I see. So they know where you are at every time. That's for security reasons, too.
Yeah. So what Iraro is referring to is we do have GPS turned on for our Care Pros in their app when they are working a shift. So within 30 minutes of an appointment, we can see if the Care Pro car is actually heading to the appointment, so we can actually detect if they're running late, and if they're checking in on time and at the proper location to make sure that people are being billed correctly and paid correctly. So yes, for security reasons.
Okay, that's nice.
Wonderful. Well, I would love to open it up to the crowd to see if anyone has any questions for Iraro and about her experience or background. Any takers?
I have a question about
Yes,
that.
yes.
So what do you think of the app overall? Because it's very different than any other agency, as I understand.
Yeah, it's new to me. What I've seen so far, so good. It's new to me. And every day I keep looking, like now we have the filters, because before I had a lot coming in, And I will try to decline. Now, with your filter, you know what comes to you. With the filter, you know what comes to you and what. And I love that part. Visit again, requested by. I say, oh my God, how do I do this? And to decline has always been difficult for me. To decline a request for you to go. I'll say, oh, I can't. I have something I'm doing this moment. So the app is good. It's good.
So what Iraro is referring to is the filter feature that we actually just launched. Actually, Ned, one of our engineers, worked really hard on that feature. And it's where care pros can put in their availability, and it spits out the jobs that are available for them. So they're not kind of overwhelmed by all the requests that are coming through the app. So that's great to hear. We will make sure to tell the team that worked on that feature that that's super helpful for you. And then the other thing is when you're looking at jobs on the app for care pros, you can see what families have requested you. So it has a heart next to the app, and it said they were requested or you've actually visited that home again. So it warns the care pros, this is a client you know, you've already cared for them, which of course, like you said, makes you feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome. Any other questions from anyone? Yeah, Cameron.
Iraro, will you please join the marketing team?
You know what? That is something I really thought about, but I love the hands-on. I love the hands-on. Yeah.
This is the second job offer she's gotten. Sean asked the same thing.
I love because I love the hands-on. Where you get to touch them, where you get to meet their needs, where you get them to smile, where they tell you bye and all that. Oh, I cannot trade with anything. I'll do my little marketing from my little place.
To kind of, my first impression of Iraro, she had her orientation with another colleague of mine, Rita, and I work on care pro retention and their experience in their first 30 days. And I got a text message from Iraro from our care pro support line. In her second week, she had only taken maybe a handful of shifts, and she texted in to say, hey, this is Iraro. I would love to get some feedback about my performance on how I'm doing on a 1 to 10 scale. And I thought that was amazing. And all the care pros that I've met over these past 2 years, not one had asked for that kind of direct, specific feedback in that short amount of time. And of course, she was already favorited by 3 clients. She had gotten 2 great positive reviews. And so the clients that you've cared for say that you go above and beyond, and I think that shows.
I love them. They're good.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
I love you all.
Thank you, Iraro, for your time today.
Thank you.